Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous 3-point conversion station. Keep it locked.
Yes. It's your man, Mr. Controversy, here on another show, 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Did you miss me? It's another Saturday morning. A lot of stuff going on in sports. Got MLB playoffs. You got college football, big games. Basketball preseason is starting, but you got a couple of players showing out. And then, of course, you got the NFL on Sunday. So much to get into, man. This is why we love sports. I mean, it's just, you know, it's funny because people look at sports and or look at weekends, and they're just happy because they have the weekend off. I look at weekends because of the sports. I don't think about none of that, you know. And Monday is cool for me because you got Monday night football and, you know, so on. So especially when playoffs start, you know, this is sports every day. So I'm cool. But anyway, again, you've entered inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And I am not doing this by myself. Of course, I got the engineer, my man G. What up, G?
Yo.
And I have my road dog, partner in crime, is back in the building. The Intellectual. What up, D?
What up?
How you feeling today, man?
Man, I'm good. Can't complain, man. Can't complain at all. Happy to be back.
That's good, man. And we got H.O. in the building. What up, H.O.?
Man, good morning. Saturday morning, what's happening? College football, you already know how we do it. Good morning, 3-Point Conversion listeners. We're here to talk some sports this Saturday morning. Time to get to it, baby.
Yeah, and this show is dedicated to my cousin, Anitra Davis, better known as Nene. She is battling cancer, but we're shooting out prayers. I was actually supposed to be there this weekend and not feeling well. So right now and it went down again, I'm about like 65, 60%. But I'm still in the game, Coach. Put me in the game.
Still going down.
But H.O. is going to be here to step in for me, but I decided to come in. So what he said, he'll still, you know,
absolutely
be here for us. So appreciate that. But, man, we have a great show lined up. We have Zion right now. Zion is talk of the NBA right now. 2 big games in a row. Mm-hmm. And just want to know, is this to be expected in the season? Also, we're talking college football, as I alluded earlier. 2 big games. The Red River Classic.
Red River Shootout.
Shootout. Sorry, Red River Shootout. It's going to be a classic. And then we have LSU hosting Florida Gators in Death Valley. Big game tonight. Also, we're talking NFL. There's a lot of talk about the New England Patriots. You know, we saw what happened to Josh Gordon Thursday night. And, yes, Philip Dorsett is hurt. The receivers is
no Ben
looking
Watson.
bleak. Yeah.
Released.
They cut Ben.
Somebody wasn't happy about that.
So
his wife.
Right. So we're gonna talk about, you know, it's been rumors of players getting traded. Are they looking for players? So we'll talk about that. And then, hey, who's counterfeit and who's real with these NFL teams? You got a few teams right now. They might look good. The record might say they're good. It might not be. Or they might be on a bubble and they're not looking good. But are they for real? We're gonna see. Also, we got Battlegrounds, man. We got the 2018 Battlegrounds champion, Damian Adams from The Real Deal with Damian Adams, going up against the 2019 Battlegrounds champion, Ray Lynn, my man. So they going up. They called me. We want to battle. We want to let everybody know who's the real champ. So that should be interesting. And then we talking Major League Baseball. The Braves. I think the Braves took a page out of the Falcons. 53 points. Being down by 10 runs in the first inning. I don't know which one was worse. But either or, they're out. And we're going to talk about that. Plus, you got the Cardinals. They lost last night to the Washington Nationals. And then tonight you have the New York Yankees playing the Houston Astros. And then we got Ask the Doc, Dr. Fowler. So much to get into, man. So make sure you let your family and friends know that we're live on the radio locally on 1100 AM, The Real, WWE. Also, we're on Facebook Live, the 3 Point Conversion Facebook page. We're on iHeartRadio, Radio Now, and TuneIn Radio. So it is time to get to these quick hits. Let's get it. All right, first off, the NBA has canceled media availability for the remainder of the time in China. The second game between the Brooklyn Nets and the LA Lakers will still be played. I think it's being played now, right? Like 7 a.m. Yeah. And, but it won't be, it's not going to be televised?
Nope.
NBA TV was acting like it's going to be televised. But either or.
It's over. Nets won 91-77.
Nets won 91-77, and no press conferences, nothing. Canceled all of that, man. So the government, Chinese government, this all stemmed from Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey. You know, he tweeted about supporting Hong Kong and their protesters. China don't play that.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, it's crazy. It's bad because they're over there currently. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you don't want it to become a bigger issue, right? But it's also a big part of the NBA. And, you know, they're not silencing them. Adam Silver showed that. But you got to think about the NBA is thinking about how much money they get from China. You know, think about it. Every summer after the season ends, every NBA player pretty much goes over there for the Nike tournament, you know, the Nike this, Nike that, because that's where a lot of the money is from, not to mention that's where the shoes made. You know what I mean? So, but then I'm looking. Yeah, it wasn't televised. Guess how it went down? AD played 12 minutes. LeBron played 12 minutes. Rondo played 16 minutes. Danny Green played 17 minutes. So okay, we're not gonna play much, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I know why media too, because people still were asking questions about, you know, and they telling them don't ask questions about it, and this one lady was still asking questions.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, like the main thing is in China, you can't criticize the government.
You can't.
That's a law.
That's a law. Yep.
You can't criticize the government, and that's kind of what Daryl Morey did by supporting the protesters. And like you said, China doesn't play around with something like that. Yeah. So,
even if you agree with it, like you can't.
And with the first Nets-Lakers game, they said, okay, well, no media availability. That's what the Chinese government said. Then the NBA canceled it for the second game. Like, well, let's not put our players in an awkward position because the media is still going to ask those questions. Yeah. It's their job, but you don't want to put them in an awkward situation. Like
right.
that.
Very, very awkward.
Very awkward.
And again, it's kind of messed up because how they allow the NBA to be socially aware.
Yeah, it's horrible, man. Moving on. I wonder what Yao Ming has to say about that. Moving on.
Nothing.
He probably he probably was like, y'all must tripping.
Right.
We never played it.
Nothing. Like, dude, y'all want to go home?
Right. The NCAA has ordered the Mary Hardin Baylor football program to vacate its 2016 Division III national championship because the head coach let a player use his car for more than 18 months, which was determined to be an improper benefit for a student athlete. This is crazy, man. According to the NCAA, football coach Pete Fredenberg loaned a player his 2006 Subaru for the 2016 and 2017 seasons. Fredenberg was suspended by the school for 3 months without pay and sat out the first 3 games of 2018. And, of course, the school is appealing. H.O.
Petty Murphy. This is so petty.
I agree.
I mean, this is petty. I mean, I guess now the NCAA is going down to the Division III to talk about a 2006, a car that is almost 20 years old.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just petty.
And to take away the whole championship instead of trying to like get him some type of small penalty. You're going to take away the whole championship because the coach was looking out for a player that needed it.
Right, and then you talk about without pay, and I mean this.
Right.
You know, this is super petty. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you know, they already don't get what they actually probably deserve. Right. You know, but you're talking about a Division III, so I don't know. This is just crazy. This is super petty.
Moving on. The XFL sent a memo to players and agents detailing their pay scale. Base pay will be $2,080 every 2 weeks. Players will earn additional money for being on the active roster and bonuses for regular season and playoff wins. However, quarterback salaries were not included in the memo. Each team will be assigned a starting quarterback to promote parity, and they may make more than the NFL rookie minimum of $495,000 a year.
QB's going to be decent. Nobody else going to be all right. And QB's making a bag.
The crazy part is, so if I was young enough and fit and they came and asked me, if I would do it, it was because I felt like I had a chance to get to the NFL. But as of right now, I'd be like looking at their salary and then looking at my salary, like, nah, player.
But the disparity,
I mean,
that's horrible, man.
The disparity is like, say you're a wide receiver. You play each game. You're on the active roster each game, and your team finishes 500. You make $55,000.
Oh, no, I ain't going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I can't do that.
10 times less than what the
quarterback
quarterbacks are projected to make.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, moving on.
Crazy.
This is crazy. Carlos Woods, the head football coach at Pierce College in California, was placed on administrative leave pending an investigation into accusations of arranging improper housing conditions for athletes and allowing players to live in the campus locker room. Details of the accusations include that 30 players were living in a three-bedroom apartment and were evicted at the end of the fall semester because of Woods not paying the rent, which he was charging some of the players $400, as my uncle would say, 400 of them things each per month. Woods is also accused of allowing ineligible players to play and recruiting out-of-state athletes, a violation of the state community college bylaws. D.
Well, first off, if it's 30 of y'all standing in a 3-bedroom apartment, y'all the ones crazy. Like what y'all sleeping on top of each other?
Right.
Like seriously, how many football players can fit in a 1-bedroom?
With the story was that the coaches tell them, "Oh yeah, you could come out here. You'll live in an apartment with 3 or 4 other players. You'll share an apartment." And then suddenly they get there, it's 30 other dudes in there. And they're like in bunk beds, and they said cots wherever there was space.
Dude, I would have fought him.
I'm surprised he's still walking around.
I said, man, he gonna go to jail
Before them folks get it.
Yeah,
He probably want to go to jail before them folks.
yeah, man.
Them bars gonna be after him.
Man.
Moving on. Boxing heavyweight champion Tyson Fury and former UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez, am I saying that right? Velasquez have signed to perform in WWE Crown Jewel on October 31st in Saudi Arabia. Fury will take on WWE's Braun Strowman, and Velasquez will face former UFC foe Brock Lesnar, the WWE heavyweight champion. Fury's appearance is expected to be a one-off, while Velasquez has agreed to a multi-year deal with WWE.
It's gonna be fun. A lot of people came from UFC over to WWE, so that should be interesting for Velasquez. As far as Tyson Fury, just make sure he don't get hurt.
Right. The funny thing is, when I first saw this, And I just took a glance, it was going across the screen and ticker. I was like, oh, so now I'm about to call G, like, they gonna be on the show? They coming on the radios? Then I was WWE. I was like, oh, my bad. I was tripping. Like,
you know the key word in all of this is perform.
Yeah.
Yeah, perform.
Yeah, perform.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah, let's not overlook that.
Yeah. And last but not least, definitely not least, BYU redshirt freshman quarterback Jaren Hall will be the first black starting quarterback in the history of the school when the Cougars face South Florida today.
Yes, sir.
Congrats.
It's gonna look weird.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So, a lot of people gonna be turning in. They're gonna, dang, they doing a Wildcat in 2000.
I just
can't see his face there.
Like, hopefully
They're running the Wayne T?
Right.
Hopefully, like the fans and they aren't feeling the type of way about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hopefully,
They probably gonna think they're running, like you said, the Wayne T or the
I
Wildcat.
mean, the people that they gonna know.
I know,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Hopefully
but shout out to him though, man.
Definitely, man.
Love
Congratulations, Mr.
breaking
Hall.
barriers. All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we will be right back to talk some Zion. Keep it locked.
Run it.
Good morning. This is Greg Hurd with your sports news break. Georgia Tech will travel to Durham, North Carolina today to face their Coastal Division opponent, Duke. The Yellow Jackets are looking to end a 3-game losing streak. Georgia State will also be on the road today to face Coastal Carolina in a Sun Belt Conference matchup. Both teams sit at 3-2, and the Panthers look to pick up back-to-back wins. The Atlanta Falcons look to end a 3-game skid as they will face the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday. The Falcons went to Tempe, Arizona directly after their loss to Houston and practiced on Arizona State's campus this week. The Washington Redskins interim coach Bill Callahan named Case Keenum their starting QB for Sunday's game versus the Dolphins in a matchup of winless teams. The Atlanta Hawks look to pick up their first win of the preseason on Monday as they will face the Miami Heat on the road. So please keep following us at the 3-Point Conversion, and it's where fans' opinions matter.
Hey folks, Handsome Josh is here to reveal some big news to all the AM 1100 listeners.
I have an app.
That's right, you can now check out all your favorite programs right here on The Real with the Real 1100 app. Whether it's sports, entertainment, or lifestyle, the Real 1100 definitely has you covered.
So why don't you just tell me how much it's going to cost me?
And here's the best part. It's available in your Google Play or Apple App Store, and it's free to download.
Actually, you can count me in on this one.
So download the Real 1100 app today and stay in tune with The Real.
Hi, this is Jabari Parker of the Atlanta Hawks, and make sure y'all check out the 3-Point Conversion.
Get ready. From the oven to your ears, it's now time for the Hot Topic.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, and I am your host, Mr. Controversy, and I'm sitting here with D Intellectual and H.O.
Yeah.
And this next topic, the next segment, the Hot Topic, is brought to you by Seneca's Barbershop, located on 3000 Chapel Hill Road, Suite 206, Douglasville, Georgia. Go ahead and check them out, man. Great barbershop. They're there when you need them, anytime. Saturday mornings, anytime. 2, 3. Sometimes people use them as a, but you can get your hair cut as well. So, go check them out. Also, check out Dwayne Chambers. He is the barber. Once you come in, he's all the way down on the left. Last barber on the left. Make sure you check him out on Instagram as well at Simha the Barber. That's SIMHATHEBARBER. And then shout out to the owner Z, man. Z, appreciate you, man, for letting us. First of all, for being a sponsor, but still letting us do what we do, man, and sharing that to your clients. All right. We saw Zion last year, right? and we saw the way he played, and we were wondering if his game could transfer to the NBA. Well, he played against the Hawks his first preseason game. I think he scored 16 points, had like 7 rebounds. Cool, you saw some flashes. I was able to watch him live. Cool. Then he played the Bulls, and next game was the Bulls, and he scored 29 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. I think he was 12 of 13. Last night he played, and they went against the Utah Jazz, and he scored 26 points, and he only missed 3 shots, and went off in the fourth quarter, brought him back. Then they took him out halfway through the fourth quarter. But still, I think it was like he had 50 points in 50 minutes combined in the last 2 games and only missed 4 shots total. So, H.O., I'm going to ask you.
Right.
Do we expect this to transfer to the season, or is this just this preseason? Let's calm down.
I think Zion.
Eye test also.
Right. I think Zion is in a situation that a lot of rookies don't get a chance to be in. He's surrounded with a veteran Alvin Gentry. He's surrounded by veteran leaderships like a J.J. Redick, Drew Holiday. So he's in a situation where he can be allowed to play his game. What you saw at Duke is the same thing basically you're seeing in the first 3 preseason games. He's very, very quick off the ball. In the NBA, you can't just sit in the lane. So this opens up his ability to get to the lane. A lot of his points are because he's quicker than everybody, and he has the uncanny ability to finish in traffic. He's stronger. He's bigger than everybody. As you saw Monday, I was like, "Boy, he's a big guy."
Mm-hmm.
So and what you will see is a very, very high field goal percentage because he does not miss a lot of close to the basket shots. So I think this is what we'll see. You see, if you looking at Facebook Live, he is very, very strong to the basket. So I say yes, Zion will be able to transfer what we've seen in college and the first 3 games. This is what we'll see for the rest of the season because he's in a perfect situation.
Yeah, I agree with H.O. He got a veteran offensive coach who's putting him in the correct positions. He's not asked to do a lot of the necessarily ball handling, things like that. He's doing a lot of like rolling around, curling on the elbows and things like that, which puts him in a perfect position for what he needs to do. He has Drew Holiday, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball. You know what I mean? And then even after that, you got J.J. Redick. Like, the people that's around him are smart basketball players, and they're going to put him in the perfect position. Now, he is going to have opportunities to get a rebound and just go with it. And if you see all of his plays, is right at the rim. It's within the job. But he hit a 3 yesterday, which was good. So I think he's definitely is going to I think we're going to see something like and not in the same aspect like a Shaq rookie year. You know how he was just dominant around the rim and just finishing all around the rim and things, because he's just so strong. You know, and I know that, you know, when he get to playing against people, old grown men, you know, it's going to be a little different, but I don't know how much different because this kid is just strong. He's just a big-bodied kid.
Yeah, but I think the thing is you want to see him progress, and hopefully he will. I think he will. I mean, I think he's a smart enough player. The key is you got people around him, not necessarily just because they play on the court with him, because, of course, you have Alonzo Ball. Alonzo Ball is going to set him up. We know that. You got other players to where he doesn't have to always have the ball. But I think you have smart veteran players and just smart players in itself to get him to where, all right, this is, you know, when you have this drop step, or when you right here, this is where you should make this move, or this is, you know, always count on your money move right here, or what have you. Because as young as he is, Lonzo Ball is a very smart player.
Very smart.
Yep.
Drew Holiday.
Very smart.
IQ was nice.
All-star player.
You know. So I think he set up well. Will it transfer? I think so. I mean, now the defense he's saying is vanilla. Now a lot of teams don't play defense, but the good thing is he doesn't have to go against that player. He doesn't have to go against that Charles Oakley, that that Bill Laimbeer, that player that
Mason.
All right, because you this big time rookie,
right?
And you think you come in and dunk. Because back in the day, you tried to dunk on Moses Malone. You was new. You came in.
Yeah, you're gonna end up on the ground.
You missing the two. You on the front row, and they raising their hand up. Yeah, I did it. My foul.
And if you think about it, like who's really big, right? Like name the powerful. You can't really name centers that's really big, right? Because even if you put him up to what Kevin Love, he's bigger than Kevin Love, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like think of the power forwards out here now, right? Or even the centers. Like who really is his size, really?
He's going to make a lot of posters this year.
Yeah, a lot of posters. A
lot of posters made.
Yeah.
The photographer world will increase.
It's going to be a lot of, you're going to see a lot of Facebook posts where he just.
Yeah, the photographer world will increase this year.
So let me ask you, now that he doesn't have, you mentioned he doesn't have a jump shot. He shot a three. I mean, Ben Simmons hit a three earlier. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean anything. But.
Hey, it's Ben Simmons' fourth year.
Right. But still, I'm just saying, it looked good too. But either or.
Stepped into it too.
Yeah, either or, he made a three-pointer, but I'm just saying in general, he doesn't have a jump shot. Do you think this will, and I asked G this, you think this will kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, hold him back just a little bit?
Okay, here's the thing with the guys that come into the league, right? I think so many people look at these guys as they're supposed to be finished products as rookies.
He's 19.
He's 19 years old.
Right.
He can develop a jump shot. He'll need to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. Let him develop that jump shot. If it's not there now, that doesn't mean, he's never going to be able to shoot. He just needs to practice. He just needs to develop. So that's something that he'll need to do. So I look at that as something that he just has to work on. I'm not expecting him to shoot 40% from three this year. I will expect him to take more threes than Ben Simmons still. Even though I've seen Ben Simmons make one. I think Zion will be willing to shoot. If he's wide open, he's going to take that shot. And he'll be encouraged to take that shot.
Look, somebody on social media, and I'm not that type that going on people's page to troll. That's not me. I mean, I'm really on there to promote whatever for the most part. So, but I was, put something up, I'm scrolling down, and it jumped at me. Some guy said, yeah, he has RJ. I guess he's a Knicks fan. He's like, yeah, we have RJ. You think about it. Zion, he might have scored on points, but the thing is, he still can't take a step back three, and he can't take a step back three. What does that have to do with it? So what? That's a horrible shot. Right. That's a bad percentage shot.
Why are you?
What is that?
What was the point of that,
bruh?
First off, RJ is very inefficient. Let's just start there from the beginning. So you even bringing up that about anything shouldn't even be part of this conversation. What I wanted to say about with the jump shot is Blake Griffin, right? Blake Griffin came into the NBA. What was he doing?
Nothing.
I mean, that's it, right? Like he trying to dunk on you from the free throw line.
Right.
But now what he doing?
Shooting threes, running the ball up.
That's because he old. No, I'm just kidding. No, but you're right.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. I look at it. Hey, John, I want you to really. I want your response about this. I think that this help players. This is going to help players like who's on this team? The guy from Duke.
Brandon Ingram.
No, the forgotten guy. God, I can't think of
Frank
it.
Jackson.
Cam Reddish.
No, that's played with New Orleans. He plays with him now.
Frank Jackson.
Frank Jackson?
No, the big man.
Jaleel
Okafor. It's going to help Okafor. Might help people like Jabari. Might, help those type of players. I think now the NBA has found that guy. Now, Steph was that guy that pushed the three. Mm-hmm. And the Splash Brothers, all of them. But I think now
bring it back.
He's that guy that now is going to be a trend and is going to be the thing to score down low, have somebody who can be efficient as he is and scored on. Remember, when LeBron was in his prime and LeBron was doing, even though he had like a little jumper, but it was still, the game was still kind of inside, you know, because everybody was looking for that person who could score inside. But I think he's going to be that player that brings that back to the NBA. 2 games, it was preseason, but 2 games, you only missed 4 shots. And all your shots, basically, besides that 3-point, is inside.
His athletic ability, it's not like you can really. I don't think there's no one who really stop him from getting.
That's my point.
This is an indication. His game is an indication of how this basketball thing is going. And this is to the point of positionless basketball, because what really position does he play? Mm-hmm. Because he can go inside. He can ISO you out on the wing as well. He can rebound. Help side defender he's going to be great at that. He can take the ball and go. So positionless basketball, he's going to be one of those guys that says you can be 6'6", big, fast twitch, and just play basketball. Just a basketball player. He's not in a box where he's just where you play center and you play with your back to the basket. Nah, he can do whatever he needs to do on the court because the court is so spread out.
You can almost say that for their whole team, right? Lonzo Ball, Drew Holiday, Brandon Ingram. Like, their whole team is kind of can do it all, right? Like, Drew Holiday, we know what he can do. Brandon Ingram, he's long. If he gained more weight, he can kind of do it all too,
right.
So yeah, I think they're gonna be interesting, man. I think they're gonna be right there actually for the playoffs.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Quick. You look at the past overall rookies or whatever.
Come on, man, Magic Johnson, baby. It without a doubt. I mean, how can you he was 19.
Allen Iverson, Derrick Rose.
Yeah,
but I'm saying it lived up to that first year though.
Magic had a championship, rookie of the year, and Finals MVP.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, how can you not?
Definitely Magic. But I think the reason I say AI is because he came out with all this hype, and he came out balling.
But remember, AI didn't really ball out until the last half of the second of his rookie year. Remember, the first year he was averaging maybe 18, 19, but it was that the last quarter of the year. Remember, he went off and hit them like 5 straight games at 40.
Well, I think also, like, aside from winning a championship, I mean, I don't think anyone's going to top Magic's rookie year. But also consider that Shaq was named the starter to the All-Star team.
Right. Shaq was crazy. And LeBron, of course.
And Tim Duncan was an All-Star his rookie year as well. So just to get to that point, to have those kind of accolades. But Magic.
And one last point to Magic's rookie year, no jump shot.
Yeah, definitely.
But he didn't have to though, because you had Magic.
He had Kareem.
Yeah, Kareem. Come on, man.
But hold on, this is the thing.
Oh, there's also Kareem.
He didn't have Kareem in Game 6.
And I crossed Big Mike.
No. I get that, but I'm just saying his season
with no jump shot. He ended the series with 42 points.
AI crossed Big Mike.
Yeah. But I think to me, like you said, and we'll end it, especially Magic, of course. Magic, Shaq, and LeBron. When I think of rookies
right.
who came in and number one pick, it was like these guys from the get you knew.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back. Hey, man. It's about to get crazy. Keep it locked.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
Hi, this is Aditi Kinkabwala with the NFL Network, and you are listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. All right, college football. It's Saturday morning, college football. Well, it is taking too long because we got some big games. I'm excited, But before we do that, we like to do something called the Nosey Neighbor Watch. This is where, that nosy neighbor where you peeking through the blinds, got the lights off, just following them, neighbor, watching them, seeing what they doing, being nosy. Don't want them to see you. We want to know, and I want to start with D. Who was that player that you're being nosy about? Who was your nosy neighbor watch for college football this week?
It's going to be Jalen Hurts because, they are doing the Red River Showdown, and he's already a front runner for the Heisman. And I feel if he come out and have another big game, it kind of solidify him within them top three. Because not to say that he doesn't have to play anybody the rest of the year, but to stand up for this game would really help.
No, you can say that, but go ahead. You ain't playing nobody. But go ahead. Who's your nosy neighbor watching?
Well, I'm gonna piggyback off of D, and I'm gonna go down to the SEC. Obviously, we are in the South, and LSU, Florida, Joe Burrow. This is your game to not only get to New York, but this is your game to say, NFL, you might want to pay attention to me because these two teams, when you look at it, they've both been counted as DBU University when it comes to cornerbacks and defensive backs in the past. Florida leads the nation in turnovers, 31, 26 sacks. Joe Burrow, can you perform against a Florida defense that leads the nation in turnovers, that leads the SEC in scoring defense? This is your opportunity. This is your opportunity not only to get to New York, but it's your opportunity to tell the NFL that I need to pay attention to me. Look at me. So my neighbor watch is LSU and Joe Burrow.
My nosy neighbor is Jonathan Taylor. They have played no one. And right now, his stats are astronomical. Like, it's crazy. The fact that, what was it, G? He had, 5 touchdowns?
First half.
Like, it was like every 30 seconds, he got another touchdown.
Right.
We see you do it. Like, the first game, remember he ran for 200 and some yards?
He destroyed Michigan, too.
But
in the first half.
Yeah.
Right.
And, well, he played against Michigan, but Michigan right now, So, but right now, he's going up against a defense that is solid. This is a real defense right now. And I want to see what he does against Michigan State, man. Like, Michigan State is the type of defense, they remind me of, they're not as good, but I'm saying they remind me of like a New England Patriots type where whatever your best attribute is, we're going to focus on it and stop it. We're going to make you go another way. And I want to see what Jonathan Taylor does. If Jonathan Taylor goes up against Michigan State and he tears them up, then we know, okay, this is Heisman ready. But if I see a 93 yards, no shade against him, but it's like, all right, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's my nosy neighbor. But I think all of us really are watching, being nosy, the two games that you all mentioned.
Right.
And we're going to start off with the Red River shootout. We got
Oklahoma, Texas.
Well, I was going to say we got finally a chance to see Jalen go up against somebody who's formidable. Somebody you can say, all right, this team right here, it'll look good on his resume.
Right.
Not the fact that they're going to stop him because they probably won't be able to. Texas don't have a good defense, but to play in this type of game where this matters.
Right.
Start with H.O. So let's say if he doesn't. Let's say if he doesn't play as well, but they win. Oh, better yet, let's say he goes off, but they lose. What does that say?
Well, it says just like last year. They lost last year in this game and came back and won the Big 12 in the championship, beat them in the championship game. So, but for Jalen, it continues to make his NFL proudness be formidable. But the way that the NFL, a former Oklahoma quarterbacks are playing, it may be a distraction from it. But I think Texas always get up for this game. This is a 12 o'clock game that they always get up for. If Jalen has a big game and they lose, I don't think it really takes anything away because I think they'll probably end up playing again anyway because I think there's a revenge game. Mm-hmm. So just like last year, I think that they will play twice if Texas wins. If he plays poor and they win, they'll say, well, he's a leader. Because he's already has this moniker of 31-2, I think, or 33-2 as a starter. So he's pretty much been started as a winner, a leader. So I think Jalen is in a win-win situation regardless of how it goes down today.
And also, Kyler Murray played great against Texas last year.
And
he almost single-handedly brought them back. Right. And it didn't matter. He still won the Heisman. He was still the number one pick.
Yep.
So does this game – is this the game right here? Because it's interesting you just stated that if Texas wins, they're probably going to play – it don't matter. But so is this game as important to Oklahoma as it is for Texas? Because this one loss – because we look at – we're talking Oklahoma, and I hate Texas fans – no disrespect, but with Oklahoma, if they get this one loss, is it a wrap for their playoffs?
I think this game is more needed for Texas. Because Jalen Hurts is the trend for Oklahoma, so they don't really need no more media savvy or popularity. Texas really don't have an iconic person that you can say. So their win against Oklahoma propels them more toward the top and gives them more media attention right now because if Oklahoma wins this game, it's like, okay, well, we've been looking at this the whole time.
But that's my point. But if they lose,
but see, if
are they not?
Yeah, but see, they have a chance to get back because.
But do you think that would be too? That's what I'm saying. Do you think that would be too late this season with teams? Now the fact that the SEC, which I guess we could jump on now,
right?
The SEC. You got LSU, Florida. They're both 6-0. LSU has to face Alabama. They have to face
Georgia,
yeah. Auburn has to play Georgia, Alabama.
Right. Florida got to play Georgia.
Right.
So
it's a lot that can
that's
still
what I'm
happen.
saying.
It's going to shake out.
Alabama, all they play is
Auburn,
LSU,
Burger King. I'm just kidding. But still, they playing each other. So, and going to that game, LSU, Florida, I want to say this. You made a great point about what is Burrows going to do. What is he going to do? And, that's my guy. Mm-hmm. And this is no bias. With Florida, here's a question. Can Florida, because you mentioned all of the accolades of defense, they have to get to Burrows. If they don't, this is why I feel like they're in trouble. We saw what Florida did to Auburn last week, but Auburn has a freshman quarterback. They play like an SEC team. LSU doesn't play like an SEC team. You name me, besides back in the days when I used to call them a fast break SEC in the 90s, you name me one, except from now you see Alabama doing a little bit, but one team in the SEC that comes 5 wide, that brings 5 wide. They don't do that. I don't know if Florida is equipped to stop that if they can't get to Burrows.
But this is the thing for Florida. This is what they've been predicated on. This is how they've made their living over the last 5 to 6 years. This is why they got so many DBs in the NFL because they lock down. They got a front. They get to the quarterback, and that helps the spread. That helps the DBs and things of that nature. But spreading them out really fits into their hands.
Florida?
When you spread Florida out, they got athletes and they fast and they get to you.
But you think I understand. So we know at least 3 of their cornerbacks.
When you looked at Auburn, they spread them out and they got waxed.
But G could probably play quarterback better than Dude. Dude was a true freshman.
Yeah,
but we talking about somebody with
skills. He was a true freshman
when
they went undefeated for the first 5 games.
Yeah, but they ain't playing on the floor. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying
that's my point.
But LSU, their offense is 3 times better than Auburn, and
based on them not playing at the level of competition.
Right, but I'm saying, but you got these wide receivers, and that's the question. But if they spread out, and we know, being realistic, because it's not like they playing Alabama. Alabama different. Alabama, the third string DBs are better than some NFL players right now. But with Florida, you think they have enough athletes if they can't get to them?
Yes, I'm telling you. Because look, everybody talked about Auburn last week, and we kept saying, going out of that swamp, it's going to be different. Florida got athletes. The only thing about this game is Florida can't score. Florida offense cannot score. But LSU's defensive secondary has not been the same as well because Texas put up a whole bunch of points against them.
And Florida going to more so lean on their running back.
Well, you know what? I think the key is I don't think they want to do that.
I think it's going to be turnovers and field position.
But if, like I mentioned earlier, if Kyle Pitts, if he steps up, he's the guy that the possession receiver, and then Swain is that big play guy. Yeah. You know, if those 2 guys,
P. Ryan running back,
right?
I mean,
it can happen. And I like Trask. Like I said, he reminds me of AJ McCarron's. He's a winner. I don't need all that.
Right. Rah,
and throwing 500 yards. I'm going to win the game.
Just win the game.
It's going to be interesting. There's a lot of other games too, man. We got to go, but we got the Penn State, Iowa.
Listen, Penn State, this may be the sneakiest game of the weekend.
Is that at Iowa?
Yes.
Is it at night?
Yes.
Woo!
Penn State is in trouble.
Penn State is in trouble. That might be upset right there.
You see what I'm saying?
That might be upset right there.
So, that's
what I was looking at. That might be it.
That may be the sneakiest game of the weekend.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a quick
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for Florida to win in Death Valley.
Hey, and I'll just say this. We can leave after this. Just watch out for that Florida State Clemson game.
Especially the way they played last
I
year.
have Florida State upsetting. This was the game I said before the season. This is the game where Clemson
This
loses.
is it. 27-point favorite.
This is where they lose. What was that against North Carolina?
Probably 100.
It's like at least 21.
58?
It's like 21.
102.
So I'm just saying, Taggart got them playing better. I'm just saying.
And in that game, had dude went for the field goal, extra point, instead of going for that 2. Hey, ain't no telling what would have went down.
Yeah, but all right, we got to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
Yo, this is Champ Bailey, 2019 Pro Football Hall of Famer. I just want to give a shout out to my boys at 3 Point Conversion Radio. There it is.
Right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. All right, y'all. So, we saw the game Thursday night. And, of course, it is something about the Giants when they play New England. But New England, they didn't have all the receivers. You know, Josh Gordon got hurt, which they escaped a big-time injury. They got
looked like he was
lucky.
Gonna be hurt.
Yeah, and then
off a tackle.
Philip Dorsett, he's already hurt. You know, he might be back. I don't know. But so they're lacking wide receivers. And there's been a lot of talk of they're trading, you know, rumors. So OBJ, who else? Green, AJ Green, that is. And I think I heard somebody, Diggs. Do you all see this happening? Do you see a trade looming?
First off, they need offensive players overall, right? Like they need pass catchers because they, other than, you know, they got a big, you know, they running backs do their thing. But other than that, they're really struggling. But we always see New England make some big play, right? Like they trade a first-round pick for it. It's like out of nowhere. Like you don't hear no rumors. But you've been hearing rumors of that Green. So I can see them making a play for Green. I really can. And this actually probably would be the best thing for Cincinnati because they're going nowhere fast. Even if Green come back, they're going nowhere fast. And this is the perfect time to get something you can, a good asset to make a play.
Now, remember, he did, Cincinnati rescinded on that. Remember, after A.J. Green commented and said, you know, hey, I'm ready for whatever. But I do want to be a Cincinnati Bengals. I want to break all the records. Then right. Cincinnati kind of came back and was like, all right, we're not trading them in a sense.
I do see a trade coming, looming, and I think the perfect guy would be somebody like an Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, because they mentioned him as well.
So I think that piece continues to stretch the field.
Third-round pick or something.
Yeah, so you ain't got to really give up a whole lot. They probably got a whole stock of picks sitting in the shoebox somewhere.
Well, you know, them and the Boston Celtics, you know, they share picks.
Yeah,
so.
like they be amongst each other.
Exactly.
Like they might bring out the Boston Celtics. But that's what it is, and I agree with that.
Now, don't be surprised. This is one of those. You know, these is one of those things that just flies over, and don't be surprised at this. Don't be surprised that they go after and try to trade for somebody like O.J. Howard from Tampa because he's been underutilized at this particular point. And you know how they love their tight end.
And then they just let go of Ben Watson, so.
Yeah, keep your eye on that.
And they other tight end got hurt just Thursday.
That's what I'm saying.
And Tom Brady wasn't happy about that.
Right.
He was not happy about that. You know.
So while we concentrating on the receivers,
right?
Don't be surprised if, you know, because you got
they still got the rookie once he come back from injury. I
Right.
don't think his injury was a season long. Neil, I can't think of his last, Neil Harry or Perry, something like that. But he should be decent. That's a good name you threw out there.
So now we're going into week 6. We kind of started week 6 as a New England and Giants played, but it's a lot of players right now. I mean, a lot of teams right now that 3-2, even 4-1, some might be undefeated. But we want to see if they're counterfeit or are they real. So first, I want to start off with the 4-0 San Francisco 49ers. 4-0. We saw what they did against Cleveland. They looked very good. But, gentlemen, counterfeit or are they for real?
They're real. They're real.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them being real too. I think they the cream of the crop. Like we probably would have said a couple weeks ago. Wait till they get to the Rams this week, right, and play them, and then we can decide. I mean, the Rams been getting smashed. You know what I mean? So it's not really that anymore. You don't say the Rams are the one to beat. You can say San Francisco is the team to beat in this division already.
Yeah,
and their defense look good. 2-headed running back.
No, they don't. Headed running back.
12.
Right. Like they running. Garoppolo is doing exactly what he came to do. You know what I mean?
This is the thing. We've all seen this before.
It's not really that anymore.
It is.
You saw it 3 years ago.
Exactly. Shanahan in his second year always does this, right? And he probably had one of the top 5 tight ends in the league. The running. Listen, they lead the league in rushing, and you probably can't even name the running backs. They lead the 200 yards rushing a game, and this is the kicker. They have already thrown to 7 different players for touchdowns. So which means you really can't kill nobody. Shanahan likes to spread the ball out. He is a masterful schemer. You cannot – he's just a schemer. When he was with the Falcons, they had 13 different receivers catch touchdowns. They already have 7 in San Francisco already.
They have the number 4 offense and the number 2 defense.
Right.
They real.
So I'm gonna speed it up because we got to go. We got a few more teams, and I say they counterfeit. I don't think they played anybody worth yet. Who have they beaten that you can say? I don't think so. So I think they're counterfeit. We'll see this week against the Rams, but I think they're counterfeit. The Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions right now they're 2-1-1. But the big game was Kansas City.
Right.
Kansas City had to come back to win that. Mahomes, no touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mahomes, no touchdowns. I got to say that again.
He still scored 34 points, though.
Right.
And he took him down the field in that last one with no problem.
So
I think that they're counterfeit, but they're going to be a tough out. You know what I mean? Like Patricia got them believing in the locker room, and they're going to fight hard for him. But I think as time goes on, you're going to see a lot of those games, right? The they were winning, and then this happened, and later in the game, the better team prevailed.
Yeah, they counterfeit to me as well. I think a couple of years ago when they lost 5 or 6 games in the last possession, maybe it was the last.
Dude, they always do that. They do that every game comes down to the end.
Probably the year before, they won 6 or 7
every
games.
game.
That's how they almost got to the playoffs that year.
So I mean, it's like. It's the flip and the flop, the way that the coin flips
and by
turns
game 11,
or whatever.
they're going to be
Didn't I tell you, I said that on your show, on Sports Roundtable every Wednesday night, same station at 7 o'clock Eastern. I said, PM, I said that every time with Detroit, I don't care. It's going to come down to it's going to be a good game.
Right.
You always want to turn that game with the last 3 minutes because it's coming down to the last second. If it's in Detroit. Counterfeit as well. Baltimore Ravens.
I think they legit.
They're 3-2.
They legit. I mean, they made the playoffs last year. They have a better running game. Lamar's gotten better as a passer, and we know what their defense is going to do.
What? Let people score?
Compared to the rest of the division,
Ravens,
I guess they're real.
Right, but Ravens defense hadn't done anything.
Yeah,
I'm not really kind of buying them as real at this point. There has been some tape on Lamar Jackson at this point.
Right.
And
you
now
see
people changing it.
Yeah, so
you
kind of like, if you want to throw the ball to beat us, go right ahead, my friend.
Right.
Go right ahead, my friend. You want to throw for 400? So, because Mark Ingram is what nobody talked about in the first 5 games that actually prepared them to a lot of victories.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Ingram has been doing well, so I'm not quite sure. I'm not sold on Baltimore as being real yet, so I'm going to throw the counterfeit tag on them.
I'm with you, man. I'm calling everybody counterfeit. Bears too now, but Baltimore, I think they bounce back, but as of this point, counterfeit. Then you have Indianapolis Colts, 3-2, big win against Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm kind of in the middle on them, right? Because they had the big win against Kansas City, but then they had just lost. Who was they lost to? Was it
the Raiders?
The Raiders, right? So it's kind of like we know that their defense is kind of stout, and Brissett is not losing the game, and he's playing well enough. So I'm kind of in between on them.
I still think they are real. They just solid.
Right.
Up front, they solid run game. So they just solid.
They're solid. All
their
whole team is just.
Yeah, they just
I'm with
solid.
you.
They just a solid team. They really have no weaknesses. You know, if you want to call Brissett a weakness, then go right ahead. But he's not going to lose you the game.
Right. They're not going to overpower. They're not going to out blow you. But
right.
like they did with Kansas City, 19-13.
Here's the key with this team, and this is what's going to take them further. Like you said, they're good on both sides of the ball. Like you said, Brissett, my thing with Brissett is he's not reading defenses as well as the upper echelon quarterbacks.
Right.
He's playing good, and that's okay because he's young. Once he starts doing that, this team is going to be going deep. But here's the key: they have a coach that understands football, not trends, but football. What they did when they ran the ball against KC, and they kept running, and they was who does that anymore? But that's how you win games.
Yep.
So
control the time of possession.
I got him.
The field.
So, right.
And, that's why they signed him to a 2-year contract because they know he's still young. We still gonna let him grow. Meaning Brissett.
Right. All right. We're gonna take a quick break. It's about time for those stop it moments.
Yep.
Keep it locked.
Hey, what's good? It's your boy Nate Burrows from the NFL Network and CBS. When the illest to do it. Hey, you listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio. Don't you go anywhere. It's lit. It's lit.
You are tuned into WWE Peakville, AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Big ups to our Sports Lounge crew for keeping the airwaves blazing each and every Saturday. But I want to send another special shout out to our team of writers at the 3-Point Conversion. You can visit us at the3pointconversion.com. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. How about the Gram? How about iHeart? How about Spreaker Radio? How about wherever you need it, baby? We got you covered. No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, and I want to thank everyone who is listening and watching, and who have been supporting us throughout. We appreciate you here at the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, and we ask you to continue to support us and to support the 3-Point Conversion company in itself. We appreciate you. Also, I want to give a special shout out to someone who hails from Los Angeles, California. This guy is an aspiring young actor trying to pursue his dreams. And actually, he's in the chair right now getting a fresh cut for this role. My man, Jonathan Smith. What up, Jonathan? You don't see us, but we see you. Appreciate you, man, for listening to the show. And now it is time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, we're going to run through this quickly. D, it's on you.
Mine's real quick. You know, it got to do with the, the whole thing going over in China with the NBA. And Anta said they were immediately stopping contract renewal talks with NBA players. Has anybody seen the Anta shoes? How many pairs you got?
-3.
You got some? No. Do you know anybody with some?
Nope.
And I'm a sneakerhead, so I get out. I'm not worried about you renewing the contract of nobody.
Stop it. All right, hey Joe, you got what?
Absolutely. My stopper goes out to the Philadelphia 76ers players who celebrated Ben Simmons' three-pointer at the end of a quarter as if they won a championship.
Stop it.
That's what they do in the NBA and shoot threes. What are you celebrating?
Hey, man, that might have been a mental breakthrough for him. It was more for him. It might have been a mental breakthrough.
To further
he ain't made one in 5 years.
That's my point.
That's why they celebrated. It probably was. It probably was more a celebration that he took one. Not stop it.
Made or miss. Let's celebrate it.
All right, my stop it goes to the International Gymnastics Federation. So I don't know if you all know. Our sweetheart of America, Simone Biles. She's a beast. Well, they penalized Simone for the potential recklessness of others, basically saying that she can't make her routine. She can't do difficult routines because it's reckless to the others if they try it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Stop it.
When I read about that, oh my God, I was on fire. So because she raw, you don't want other people to try because they might get hurt.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
We know what it's about.
Yep.
Social engineering.
Yeah, we know what that's about, man. Look here.
Crap.
I got two real quick. One, Kurt Schilling wants to be a manager. Man, ain't nobody hiring you, man. Nobody's hiring Kurt Schilling to manage a baseball team. He can't even manage a video game company.
Exactly.
He can't even manage money.
Yeah.
He lost people millions.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's just going to lose you games. So
Stop it.
And my other one goes to all these people making these top 50 rapper lists. Schoolboy Q put out a tweet, said, imagine someone having their 48th favorite rapper. Y'all are some weirdos. I agree. Stop making these lists.
Yeah. What is stop it? 48th favorite. Who's your 35th favorite? Right. All right. So that wraps up the stop segment. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back for Battlegrounds. Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of them rappers.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the three-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The three-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter. Happy Saturday, sports fans. It's your boy Sherm, a.k.a. the Lord of the Beats, and you are currently inside the Three-Point Conversion Sports Lounge with my man's Mr. Controversy, D Intellectual, and of course my dog G behind the boards. Cheers to the freaking weekend.
All right, we are back inside the Three-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. It is Battlegrounds. Y'all hear the music. It is Battlegrounds. No, it's not a different season. we will let you all know if you all want to compete. And again, you know how it is. I think I'm about to change something. You know what? This year, for my champs is listening and past champs, anyone can participate. So I'm not holding back because you're a champ. We're not doing it anymore. If you're a champ, hey, you just they gotta beat you. We gon' everybody's included. Whoever wants to get down, we're gonna do it. And hopefully we're able to get more sponsors so we can raise this stake. So if the sponsors say, hey, Cindy Cuts Barbershop, y'all listening, mugs. If they say, hey, and we get them to combine, everybody say we give them 500, we'll take 4 and we'll give y'all 100. No, I was kidding. but we're gonna try to raise it so it can be, because we want it to be real and be good. All right. In saying that, we have the 2019 Battlegrounds champ, Ray Lynn. What's up, Ray?
What's good? Yo, listen, when y'all sitting in the studio, do y'all get hyped when that music started playing? Every time I hear it, I get hyped.
Of course. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. That means it's about to go down.
It means it's about to go down. Exactly. Then we have the 2018 Battlegrounds champ, Damian Adams from The Real Deal with Damian Adams, 3-point conversion boxing expert and 3-point conversion reporter. What up, Damian?
What's good, fellas? Ready to go, man.
All right, man. So, if you all haven't listened to the show, because I know we got some people that hadn't heard it listening now, how Battlegrounds work, we have 3 rounds. We ask a question per round. Both participants get to answer the question. The first one, whoever goes first, they have up to 30 seconds to get their answer prepared however they want to do it. They can't look on the internet, nothing like that. It's straight from the dome. We trust our participants. Then they have up to 2 minutes to answer the question and provide why their answer is the best answer. And then the second person comes after them right after they finish. Then it flip-flops. We need your votes. Don't just focus on just the answer. They say, if I ask them who's the best coach in the NFL, and they say Bill Belichick, just don't focus on that. Focus on their argument as well, okay, and why. All right, so Ray, I'm going to let you pick between 1 and 23.
12.
Damian, I'm going to let you pick between 1 and 23.
19.
Y'all been playing it so long. Damian, well, he got it.
Number 23.
What's the number?
23.
Exactly. Jordan, come on now. All right, Damian, do you want to go first? You want him to go first, or you going first?
I'm gonna go first.
Ooh, okay, cool. All right, so here's the first question. All right, name the best clutch kicker. I'm just kidding. All right, y'all ready? For real? All right, I'm serious. All right, here we go.
Everybody would have been like, wait, hold on.
All right. With the number 1 pick in fantasy football, what running back would you take? Not named Emmitt Smith, Marshall Faulk, or LaDainian Tomlinson since 1990, and you have to pick the year also. Well, you know what? I ain't even gonna do that. Just what running back would you pick? You just gotta explain. I'm gonna say that again. With the number 1 pick in fantasy football, if you're on a fantasy football, what running back would you take? Not named Emmitt Smith, Marshall Faulk, or LaDainian Tomlinson since 1990. Damien, you have 30 seconds. Come up with your answer.
I'm ready.
Okay. I knew we was going to get quick answers. All right. Let's go now.
I have to go with Adrian Peterson. You think about his prime with the Minnesota Vikings. When you think about picking a fantasy running back, you got to think about the situation and how much they're going to be used. There was years where he had somebody at quarterback named Christian Ponder. Christian Ponder may not even be 35 years old yet. My man been out the league like 10 years. That's how bad he was at quarterback. He had people like that quarterback, and so you know they're going to run the ball all day, every day with Adrian Peterson, someone who's capable of getting you 2,000 yards. Now, he's going to be someone who's going to get you those carries, get you those touchdowns. So if you're getting 2,000 yards and you're getting 14, 15 touchdowns, that's going to help you dominate your fantasy league. So I have to go with the workhorse, the man, Adrian Peterson in his prime for the Minnesota Vikings because he was not only the option but all the options for Minnesota at that time.
All right. Ray, it's on you. Let's go now.
I'm going to do something I've never done in my response, and that's semi-rebuttal here. The only reason I wouldn't go with AP because we're talking about fantasy. We're talking straight-up talent. AP was a beast. But in fantasy, you're not going to get anything out of the backfield from him. He's never going to catch the ball out the backfield. So that takes him out of my list completely. And I would go with Priest Holmes, man. He's a guy that's often forgotten about in that same era that LaDainian Tomlinson was playing. And in fantasy, the reason people value running back so much is they can run the ball, and they can also catch out the backfield. During that time, Priest Holmes, I want to say he led the league in yards from scrimmage maybe 3 or 4 times, where he had over 2,000 yards from scrimmage. A guy that can give you 1,500, 1,600 yards rushing, can give you another 700 to 800 yards receiving, 20-plus touchdowns. This guy was doing it all. And again, because his prime was so short and cut short by injuries, people forget what he was doing in that time. I challenge you to go look it up. Again, 2,000 yards from scrimmage, receiving out the backfield, running out the backfield, and giving you touchdowns. Priest Holmes was a freaking monster, and people forget. That's also a throwback. That's a shout-out to people that forgot about Priest Holmes. But that's who I would take with the number 1 pick.
All right. That's the first round. Crazy. Woo! They bringing it. All right. Ray, you up next. Okay. Here's a question. And Damian Fallon, of course. Name the most underrated non-superstar NBA player since 1990. And keep it simple. I'm not excluding anyone. Again, name the most underrated non-superstar NBA player since 1990. Ray, you have 30 seconds.
Oh, man.
Man, this
You know what you consider a superstar.
Yeah. I was gonna go with since 1990.
Jim Jackson.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Michael.
All right,
yeah,
I'm ready.
Magic
I'm ready.
Johnson.
I ain't gonna waste no time with it.
All right, let's go now.
So if anybody is listening to this and they know me as a basketball fan, they already know my answer is coming. In fact, I did a podcast with my opponent, the real deal Damian Adams, and he asked me about forgotten players, and I brought this guy up. Point guard, Phoenix Suns, Kevin Johnson. Like, this guy, people forget about him because of the era he played in. He played in the Western Conference at a time where Magic Johnson was at his best and at a time where John Stockton began to hit his stride. Then Gary Payton came along, and Kevin Johnson just kind of flew under the radar. I tell people all the time, people talk about stats and 20 and 10. This guy went about 7 seasons in a row where he averaged 20 and 10. Like, it was seasons where it was, 20 points, 12 assists, 20 points, 11 assists, then 19 and 10, 20 and 9. Before about a 7 to 8 year stretch, Kevin Johnson was putting up 20 and 10. And then people always remember the 93 Phoenix Suns that went to the finals, and Barkley's going to get all the credit. He was the league MVP. He got traded from Philadelphia for Hornacek, and people feel like he elevated that team. What people don't remember is the 2 seasons before that, the Phoenix Suns went to the Western Conference Finals, led by Kevin Johnson with Tom Chambers as the second best player. Nobody remembers Tom Chambers. Only thing Tom Chambers is remembered for is the dunk where he walks up Mark Jackson, but he's never remembered as a star. Kevin Johnson was leading that team. And listen, John Stockton is always considered one of the greatest point guards in the history of the NBA. Look at the numbers when Kevin Johnson plays John Stockton. Took his lunch every single time. Kevin Johnson was a beast. In fact, just to give y'all some more insight, everybody remember the dunk over Akeem? YouTube, Kevin Johnson, Hot Rod Williams. Just watch what this guy used to do, man. Had the handle, had the bounce, would sneak dunk on you at any given moment. So the most underrated star for me since the 90s, point guard Kevin Johnson. In fact, he needed to be in the Hall of Fame.
All right.
Kevin Johnson.
Damian, it's on you. Let's go now.
I'm going to go with a player who was overshadowed by his all-star Hall of Fame teammate and also his team. I'm going to go with Joe Dumars. Right? You think about the Pistons, you always think about the bad boy image. You think about Isaiah Thomas, playing on a broken ankle or a hurt ankle. You think about just everything besides Joe Dumars. He's like the last thing that comes up for a lot of people when they talk about the bad boy Pistons. But this guy at shooting guard was getting you 20 points a game, shutting down some of the best guards in the league. He's the one, he's guarding Michael Jordan. He's out there guarding Mitch Richmond. He's guarding some of the best guys to ever do it and not getting the credit he deserves. So you have somebody who can get you 20 points, 5 assists, shoot effective from the field. He's out here shooting over 45% from the field at a time when we even think about field goal percentage in that way. So he's very efficient, plays both sides of the ball, just a selfless teammate. So Joe Dumars doesn't get the credit he deserves as far as being somebody who was essential to 2 NBA championships. He didn't get that superstar tout because of Isaiah Thomas. You know, Isaiah Thomas was of course, a superstar, but Joe Dumars was probably just as good as Isaiah Thomas. So I got to go Joe Dumars as the most underrated non-superstar player.
All right, let's go decide it. Just got to decide it. Good battle, y'all. Last question. David, you up first. Ray, you up second. Name the most clutch college NBA basketball player since 1990 not named Christian Laettner.
The most clutch what?
Basketball player.
You said college.
You said
college
college
basketball
and
player.
NBA.
I'm sorry, college basketball player. I was looking at college basketball player since 1990 not named Christian Laettner. Y'all should have known when I said Christian Laettner. But I'm going to say it again. Name the most clutch college basketball player since 1990 not named Christian Laettner. Damon, you have 30 seconds to come up with your answer.
I'm ready.
All right. Let's go now.
Man, when you think about someone shaking somebody out their shoes and doing a step back to hit game winners, who's the first person you think about when it comes to college basketball? Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker, when he was at Connecticut, man, carried his team to the Big East tournament when they were considered a team that was on a bubble, and then ended up carrying them to a national championship. Kemba Walker is an absolute monster in college. Talk about clutch shot after clutch shot after clutch shot. And he didn't really have other players on that team to depend on like Christian Laettner did or some other clutch players did. Kemba Walker is out there. You knew he was getting the ball. You set a pick and roll for him. You get that switch. You already knew what was going to happen. Kemba Walker, absolutely monster in clutch situations. So I got to go with Kemba Walker as the most clutch player outside of Christian Laettner.
All right. Ray, it's on you. Let's go now.
Oh, man, a couple of things. One, somebody tell Damian Adams the Bad Boys didn't win in the 90s. Two, he took my answer. I was going to go Kemba Walker.
Yes, they
but
did.
I'm going to go a different direction. Kemba was a great answer. I'm going to go a different direction. We're going to go with Carmelo. One and done, but he's the leader of the new school one and done. Right around the time where guys were still coming out of high school, going straight to the league. The same year, a year before LeBron, he goes to college for 1 year and then comes out one and done. But what he did in that 1 year was phenomenal. One of the greatest seasons we've seen. You got a freshman going to a big-time school in Syracuse, goes through the regular season, dominates, gets to the NCAA tournament, wins the championship and most outstanding player. And, again, he's carrying the offense. You don't think of any other offensive player on that team besides, McNamara? Like, every big shot, every big moment, it was always Melo. Again, freshman one and done. That's a thing now. Back then, it wasn't such a thing that, guys was one and done where you knew when they went to college they was only going to be there 1 year. Melo went 1 year, showed the whole world, I'm the best at this, did his thing, took them to the national championship. And again, every big moment, every big shot was all Melo, most outstanding player. So Carmelo Anthony as my pick for the greatest or the best clutch college player since the 90s.
All right. Ooh, this is going to be another tough one, y'all. I need your votes. We will replay this week also so we can get the votes.
That's why they both the champions.
Yeah, that's why they're the champs. Ray, you bugging. This is your team. They won in 90.
That's not 90s. I kind of.
That's 90. No, that's 90s. What? How's it not 90s is 90?
I know, but I just want to say, I normally don't even speak on my opponent's answer, but you said the best clutch player since 1990, right?
Right.
His entire argument was based on the Bad Boys Pistons, and they did this and they did this. Like, after 90, they was trash. They was trash after 90. Now, granted, Joe Dumars hit his stride after 90. That's when he started making all his All-Star appearances, which was really more reputation based off the Bad Boys. The Pistons was trash in the 90s, though.
All right, man. I didn't mean to bring back a bad wound. Damn, my bad. But anyway, appreciate you for coming on, dog. Good stuff, man. Damien, my dude. Anything to say?
Yeah, man, 90 does count the 90s.
Right.
My man had 4 All-Star appearances during the 90s, so I don't think that rebuttal is really good. But so I'm good with my argument on Joe Dumars. But it was a great battle, man. You know, that's the reason we're champions.
Yeah, great battle. I can't wait to see this, man. But I have a feeling I'm getting some calls by at least one of these guys. I ain't see it. But anyway, man, I appreciate you both. We will let you all know, and I gotta holler at y'all. I might have something brewing. So, but either way, appreciate you all. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial.
What's up, world? This is Vincent J, aka the Fancy Guru, and here are your fantasy facts heading to Week 6. The Atlanta Falcons are playing against the Arizona Cardinals, which means quarterback Matt Ryan should be a great play. He has thrown for over 300 yards in every game so far, so while their running game and defense stinks, Matty Ice should continue his streak. One player who I benched this week is Tennessee Titans tight end Delaney Walker. He's been very quiet since Week 1, and they're playing against the Denver Broncos, whose defense is pretty good at covering the tight end position. My sleeper pick this week is Arizona Cardinals running back Chase Edmonds. Starting running back David Johnson is nursing a back injury and could be a game-time decision this weekend as they play the Atlanta Falcons, who have allowed a running back to score or gain at least 100 total yards in 4 of 5 games this year. If David Johnson plays or sits, Edmonds just may get enough carries to be a sneaky flex play. Now, if you want to check out more fantasy facts and my odds and alls, make sure you continue to follow me on the web at the 3pointconversion.com.
What's up? This is Chris Tucker for the 3-point conversion. Let's go.
All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. That was a great battle, y'all.
Yes, sir.
That was a great battle. Shout out to Vincent, the Fantasy Guru. He always wanted me to throw in a fantasy question for that. You know, only reason I didn't do it before because it's sports. But if you don't play fantasy, you shouldn't be penalized. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not, so that's why I didn't. But I know these two did.
Right, they the champs.
And the funny thing is, Ray, I hope you're still listening. Bruh, that's why I called you last night. I had to play it off and ask him, was like, yeah, man, so you want to play fantasy basketball this year? To see what he said.
See if he knew anything about it.
He was like, yeah, I'll do that, man. Thinking about fantasy basketball was different from fantasy football. All right, bro, let me holler at you. I ain't need nothing else because I knew then I could ask the question. But
do better this year because last year, the fantasy basketball, I was.
Yeah. I hope you get to make the league the way you played last year. All right, but anyway, back to reality. And, of course, we have to bring someone in who is getting excited, I know, because those Duke Blue Devils are about to start another season. His partner's here in crime, Lord. But no hate here. The hardest working man outside of sports. My guy, Dr. Donnie Fowler, the third orthopedic for Ortho Atlanta. What's going on, sir?
What's up, fellas? Yeah, coming live from Durham, North Carolina today. Thanks for keeping me in the loop.
Let everyone know where you are now, if you can. What are you doing today? Where you are? Where are you?
So yeah, I'm up at Duke. I have a sports medicine conference that I come back to every year, and then we tailgate to the football game.
I wonder why Duke. No, I'm just kidding. But no, he's a Duke basketball player more so. But no, I got you. I'm just messing with you.
we do have a football team too, believe it or not. So
see, everybody want to claim it now because Danny Dimes looking good, right? Right. I ain't hear nothing about anything about football last 2 years. But no, I'm just kidding. But Doc, so I got to ask you about these injuries. First off, with Tyreek Hill, they're saying that he's a game-time decision. You know, he's been out with a sternum injury, shoulder. Okay, what makes it a game-time decision if it's just – I can understand your ankle. You know, you have to run on your ankle. It don't feel right. You know, I can't push off. But how do you determine game-time decision with your shoulder and if you're a receiver? Like, what is it, lifting your arm up trying to catch the ball? Like, what is it? How?
Yeah, I think some of that is probably just protecting him and maybe holding their cards a little closer to the chest because, like you said, it's a little different. Again, it's more of a bizarre injury, kind of dislocating your clavicle more on the chest side, not the shoulder side. So it's a legit thing, and certainly they've given him about a month or so. So I think he probably has healed, and it's going to be more of a comfort thing for him as far as when he's out there running around, which he's already been doing in practice. But I feel like if he's comfortable and, you know, making his cuts, catching balls, and not feeling any discomfort, that they'll probably have him out there. Now, I don't think they'll have him out there for the, obviously, standard workload. They're going to ease him back in, but I think it's going to be more up to him and how he feels more than anything else.
All right.
Now, we know quarterback Sam Darnold from the Jets had mono, and he's supposed to start this Sunday. Is there any chance that mono may come back and affect him in the future?
Yes, so another one of these bizarre kind of things. I feel like we've gotten some interesting injury topics to discuss already this year. But yeah, with mononucleosis, which is a viral condition, usually once you've had it, it doesn't come back the second time, kind of like the chicken pox. So he should be good. It sounds like his labs and his levels as far as his spleen and his liver are back to normal. They're still giving him some extra protective padding just to be safe, but as long as he has his kind of energy level back, I don't see it hindering his performance or ability to play throughout the rest of the season.
Is it mono usually caught by kids or teenagers or something like that?
Well, I think it's kind of actually joked as a kissing disease. It's actually contracted more from making out and kissing. 100%. I'm not kidding. And I guess
Sam.
I mean,
New York making out.
Sam, you need to chill.
He's 20. He's 22 years old, so I guess he might still be out having some fun.
No, it ain't that, Sam. You couldn't tell by the missing teeth that she had in it.
If he's still dating her, then he gonna need to.
Bruh. Come on, man. Them bear goggles he had on. Go ahead.
Boy, that's y'all I'm saying. Hey, what's up, Doc? Our boy Kyrie. I'm pretty sure that's why he gave me this question.
Yeah.
Ruled out of the rest of the preseason. Mr. Rondo doing his thing. Hit him in the face. You know, that's what Rondo does. But so obviously Kyrie, who has worn a face mask before, probably will start off the season with the face mask on. So what is it doing? Is it more for confidence or is it more for the safety of Rondo hitting someone in the face again?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was intentional Kentucky undue crime right there. But regardless, I mean, the mask is, it's not 100% foolproof, of course. It's just an extra layer of protection, like wearing a pad over your face instead of your shoulder or whatever it might be. So certainly if you're coming off of a facial fracture and then you get hit, even if you're wearing a mask, it can certainly aggravate things and make it hurt and become more sore. So I don't necessarily think it set him back, but I think it probably caused the Nets pause to say, all right, well, we should probably shut him down for the rest of the preseason and just make sure that he's as comfortable as possible once the real games start. So,
yeah, I wondered that, and maybe it's because of people ball out. Usually, people, if you wore that mask, you was gonna ball out that season. I think, and I heard a rumor that Richard Hamilton was trying to patent that wearing the face cover by doing the season. But last but not least, and again, you're listening to Dr. Fowler, from Ortho Atlanta, the orthopedic for Ortho Atlanta. He's we're talking injuries on Ask a Doc. And Doc, Golden State Warriors guard Klay Thompson said he should be back after the All-Star break. He just tore his ACL during the finals in June. Does that sound right? Is that possible or at least believable?
Yeah, so I guess from a injury timeline, it was mid-June when he tore it. I think it was right literally the beginning of July 1st or 2nd, when he had his ACL surgery. If you look at the All-Star break, which is, I think, mid-February, you're talking a little over 7 months. I mean, it is possible. It's on the earlier side of the rehab curve. I mean, there's been guys like Adrian Peterson and some others that have come back in that 7 to 8 month time frame, and obviously that's football, and all sports are a little different. But I've seen it happen that quickly, but I think it's hard to really guarantee that. It really just depends on how his rehab goes over the next few months and how fast they can accelerate that in a safe manner. But there's certainly an opportunity. But then on the flip side, you got people like Derrick Rose that took over a year to come back from their ACL. So certainly you want the best for him. Just make sure he's 100% before he gets out there. But it's possible. It's just kind of maybe pushing the earlier phase.
All right. Just real quick, 30 seconds. Just thoughts on your Duke guy, Zion.
Oh, just so far in the NBA, general, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I think it's been pretty impressive what he's done. Certainly, you're looking at preseason, but that's better than looking at the summer league. I think he almost will do better in the pros. That might seem counterintuitive compared to college, but in the pros, you can't really put 2 or 3 people on a guy like you could in college, where they're really honing in on Zion. So in a way, I think he's going to be able to showcase his athleticism and one-on-one ability even more than people realize. So.
All right. And y'all stay tuned. Coming soon, it will be Ask a Doc about Duke coming up. Okay. So, all right, Doc, we appreciate you, man, for coming on. All right.
Of course. Have a great weekend.
You
all
too.
Right, Doc.
All right. So keep it here. We have some more sports to talk about. Don't go nowhere.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
Hey y'all, it's Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez, and you need to listen to the 3-Point Conversion. 3-Point Conversion. 3-Point Conversion. 3-Point Conversion. 3-Point Conversion. 3-Point Conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And this is now the time where we are in the NLCS and ALDS. These two series. This is where the marbles for it all, you know? And before we get to that, well, no, you know what? No, let's talk about that first. So the Nationals, Cardinals. Last night we saw the Nationals go up 2-0 on the road. Big win. As D mentioned earlier, they almost got it was almost a no-hitter, it seemed like.
Yeah, they only got one hit.
Sanchez.
They just got out.
Yeah, he pitched.
No hit him all the way to the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
To the 8th. Like, wow.
So they won 2-0.
That's clutch right there, man. That's
taking the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that's big time. And you were in St. Louis. That's big.
And wasn't their closer on paternity leave?
Yeah, he'll be back tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Some people had an issue with them going on paternity leave.
You already know it.
That's my kid.
No. But you know what that was? For anybody to have children and married. I know I'm going to get in trouble for this, but oh well. You know she was tripping.
But see,
you know she was saying, I don't care what.
She asked the question, like, is this game
more important than
your child? She asked the question.
Like, let's take out the situation. For me, it's whatever that player chooses. Like, some players are like, you know what, my kid is being born, but winning this game, and I can say this to my kid. Or some are like, no, I'm just gonna go. Like, it's whatever that person want to choose. You know what I mean? There isn't a wrong or right or wrong.
But I guarantee you,
she definitely was like,
he went up to them and was like, man, she tripping. She talking about I gotta ask for my bike back. No, she talking about I gotta, and I guarantee you that's why he wasn't there. But still, they were able to overcome that. And the Nationals, man, like
hottest team in baseball.
Hottest team
going into the playoffs. You did not sign Harper back, and you got better. You signed Patrick. No, that's the Nationals. You signed Corbin. You had Strasburg and Scherzer, and then you get a great pitching performance from your fourth starter.
Your fourth starter.
I mean, that's clutch. This is what it's all about. And then you talking about Howard Kendrick, how he came over from the Dodgers from last year to be on this Nationals team, to be able to do what he's done throughout this playoffs. That's clutch. Veteran leadership. They doing what they need to do.
How do you feel about them, like this series? I know it's a long series because now it's 7, now 5 games. But how do you feel about this series, though?
Well, with the pitcher performance from last night, and you haven't even seen Scherzer, Strasburg, or Corbin, I mean, you got to feel confident in what you've got. What's looking ahead, and with Soto and Rendon could possibly be the best player in baseball at this point. Rendon, Soto, and then you got Howard Kendrick. Listen, man, they are hot. They are peaking at the right time. There's no slowing down. The way that they came back and actually won the wild card game has propelled them into believing. So it's looking up and looking good for the Washington Nationals. So everybody in the D.C. area, hey, man, big ups. The future looking good.
And then not just that, I mean, is it really an upset, right? Like, their overall record at the end of the season was better than St. Louis. So would it really be an upset? Like, they can win. They play ball. You know what I mean? They just was in one of them divisions where, the Braves had a really, really good record. You know what I mean? But like you said, they haven't seen the pitching. They haven't even seen the pitching yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it an upset. I never really looked at it as
St.
an
Louis
upset.
got the home field advantage, though.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
But I just look at it as the advantage was St. Louis is at home,
right.
But I don't, like you said, I don't look at it as an upset. I mean, because
and you get Scherzer tonight.
Ray he's in the chat and he said he wants to give a stop it, I guess, for the Rendon comment, and he asked, did Mike Trout retire?
He said, did what?
Did Mike Trout retire?
Go ahead and give him a stop it. You know how we do here.
But why are you getting to stop it?
No, it would be a stop it for you.
Right, I understand. But my point is, who's in the playoffs and who's not? Who has who regardless of the stats, because if your stats does not make your team or help your team win, then how are you a better player?
I get it.
I agree because
Mike Trout may have a better stat.
Look, the Angels got 80 wins and they sitting at home just like
exactly.
Go ahead.
So
we gotta get to start. I mean, we say if they give it to us, we gotta take it.
Right.
But after he does this, to his point,
stop it.
All right, there you go. You did say right now.
Listen, you gotta listen.
Yeah, you said it right now. We're gonna give Ray a stop.
Possibly.
Hold on. We're gonna give Ray a stop because this is so. First, you rebutted saying that the Pistons didn't win in the '90s, and now this.
Stop it.
No, man. So the next series, the not Los Angeles. I'm tripping.
Yeah,
Houston Astros.
Nothing about Los Angeles.
The Houston Astros going up against the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yankees home run hitting team, and I think the biggest thing is that Houston have the home field advantage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is huge because to New York's strength, now they can hit home runs anywhere, but if they were in New York, they can blast some home runs.
Astros blast home runs too, though.
No, true, but I'm just saying So now with this, what is the key as far as just what is the key? Period.
It's pitching. Yep. New York they pitching been up and down all season. They've been looking for pitchers. Do we start CC? Do we not? German. And then Severino from last year. They pitching been up and down. The Astros throwing Garrett Cole, Verlander, and Zach Greinke. You got two pitchers that has 300 strikeouts. Mm-hmm. So the key is going to be pitching. I mean, bottom line, the pitching is going to determine this series. And while the Yankees hits a lot of home runs, they also lead the league in strikeouts. And Houston leads the league in strikeouts as far as on the pitching side. Pitching is going to tell the story in this series. Clutch hitting, and it's going to always be an unsung hero. Who would that hero be in this series? You got an Alex Bregman, who many has talked about could possibly be an MVP, which when they won the World Series before, he was hitting second. Now he has grown himself into hitting in cleanup and with 41 home runs. So, I mean, I know Correa and Springer and Altuve and Verlander gets all of the pub for the Astros, but there's a guy at Bregman that when Correa went out for injury, he moved over to shortstop and didn't miss a beat. So, pitching is going to be the key, but Alex Bregman is a heck of a baseball player.
So who do you have in that? This give me a series. Who do you think wins that series?
Astros.
And what?
6.
You got them winning in 6. Yeah, I say that's what I said yesterday. I think Astros win in 6. I want to say 5, but I'm gonna say 6.
Yeah, I kind of want to say 5 too.
But I'm gonna say 6 just because they can hit home runs and that series can flip quickly. 2-run home run, 3-run home run for the Yankees. That could.
But like you said, H.O., pitching wins championship.
This is going to be the key. What will be the over-under for the Astros pitchers to have double-digit strikeouts in this series? Mm-hmm. If they can get 3 to 4 games with 10-plus strikeouts, I mean, you really silencing the bats.
Right. What is your prediction?
I think the Astros in 6. I just think that they just overall have a very, very solid team. If you're going to point to anything, maybe they bullpen may not be as solid as they need to be. But at the same time, their pitching can go 7, 8.
8 strong.
Yeah. So
okay. So what we're going to do, and real quick, just in the Cardinals, Washington, who you have?
I got Washington because they took home field advantage.
Washington and what?
And 6. I'm going to go 6 also.
Nationals in 5.
Oof. Oof.
It's hard to slow down their heat right now.
Yeah,
man. They hot.
I think Cardinals go 7. I think it goes 7, but I think Washington wins though. I still think Washington wins with their big ace. We didn't get to the Braves. I have a feeling this next segment coming up. What's on my mind? That's coming up.
Oh yeah.
So keep it locked.
It's coming.
What's good, family? I'm Marlon Sucker Free Jones, a Sucker Free Life double LC, and I'm locked in every Saturday to the best sports show on the planet, the 3-point conversion, with no team or no players off limits. So let's talk sports, the best of the best, the worst of the worst, and everything in between. Can you dig that?
It's time to get in the mind of Mr. Controversy and the Intellectual with What's on My Mind.
All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge, and this topic is a segment is What's on My Mind. It's where we get to say what we're thinking, what's going on in our minds about sports, what we can understand, what we don't like. It can be serious, it can be non-serious, but just whatever's on our mind. Last week, I talked about the Bears defense, whatever. They sucked, whatever. So I wasn't as serious, but they sucked the next week, I'll say. But what I was thinking about, I was talking to them earlier today, and I'll make it real quick. With sports, what I love about sports is a time where, everybody come together, you talk mess, you do this, you do that. I just want to ask a question, and I don't want them to answer, but just in general who's listening. So before I ask a question, I know someone, shout out to Mr. Thomas Vasquez. What up, bro? Hopefully you listening. But he has a son, and during the season, the first game we played the Packers, his son loved the Packers. So he told me, son loves the Packers. I'm like, oh man, that's what's up. I don't like the Packers, but it's cool. I'm glad he liked football. And we lost, of course, 10-3. And he was like, yo, my son said, he knew y'all was going to lose, y'all suck, and all this, how the real team won, whatever he was saying. So, of course you think I would look at this little kid. I was heated, I marked the calendar. I had on my calendar next week, get this little guy. Now, I was waiting for them to lose. They lost to the Eagles. And I said something about their defense. And Thomas Vasquez, Thomas was like, yo, yeah, man. I know they defense didn't play well. And I rebutted. Yeah, you right. I was like, what's up with Lil Man? Tell Lil Man stop crying. Go to bed. Packers suck. That's what they get. Hey, tell him to holler at me when he ready for a real team. Talking mess. Everybody was like, yo, you wrong. Was I wrong, audience? Am I wrong to do that? This is sports. We talk sports. I know he's 7 years old. But hey, he don't like my team. I don't like his team. That's what's on my mind.
No, you're doing wrong, man.
Short answer, yes.
No, man. Once you step into the arena, age don't matter.
Hey, I got it, Thomas. You got to text me his name, man. But shout out to the little homie, though, for real.
Age don't even matter.
Get in that lines then.
Yeah, you in here, So what's on my mind today is, so this whole week we've been able to see preseason basketball. And I'm just getting real excited on preseason basketball. Not just preseason basketball, but for the basketball season to start. I like the fact that it's really went from last year and a couple years ago since the Miami Heat has been really a three all-star, 3 superstar teams. And now the fact that it's kind of went to more 2 stars, 2 all-stars, or however you want to put it, makes it more parity in the league. So I think it's going to be very competitive this year. Of course, there's going to be front runners, but we're not really going to know what's going to happen until they start balling, until it gets deeper into the season, until we start seeing how everybody can play together. So I think overall this whole season is going to be interesting, from the old heads that's been there, the teams that we know that's going to be there, to the up-and-coming teams like a New Orleans Pelicans and the overall draft class that came out. So that's what's on my mind. I'm excited for this basketball season to start. We got about another week and a half, and once it starts, it's going to be popping.
Uh-oh.
Very rarely I even use a camera to. This might be legendary. I want all of my Braves fans, all my Atlanta folks, to join with me, and I'm going to speak for everyone that's been a Braves fan, and I have since 1977 when Jeff Burroughs let the ball roll through his legs against the San Francisco Giants and things of that nature. But anyway, I digress. But a lot of people are football fans, and they say that the Falcons Super Bowl collapse is the biggest thing in the history of sports. I may have an argument against that because for so long the Atlanta Braves, we used to go to the game with the bags on the face and things of that nature, and the Braves won 14 straight pennants with one World Series. 14. It's a lot of pennants. Though it looks good, it merely means nothing. This season was another season that is successful, unsuccessful. How can you start a pitcher in the most crucial game this season that has not even been with the team for half the season? The all-star pitcher, the only pitcher that make the all-star team from your team, only pitched one game. How is that possible? How? The best pitcher that you had on the team this year pitched one game. Incredible. Let's moonwalk back. You got 4 outs to get against the Dodgers, and you leave Craig Kimbrell in the bullpen without bringing him in. Let's keep moonwalking back. You allow Mark Wohlers to stay in the game. You up 3-1 against the Yankees, and he hits a 3-run home. And you get swept out of the World Series from that point on. Let's moonwalk back some more. You allow Chuck Knobloch to deke Lonnie Smith on second base that denied the Braves from scoring the winning run in Minnesota. How many times are we going to keep moonwalking back to certain situations that we are constantly blowing, and it all falls to me on managing in the regular season and managing in the playoffs are totally different. And for whatever reason, we have not figured out yet, but one time, how to get it right in the playoffs. And that's in 1995. And for all our Braves fans, to the Braves, we are still hurting, and we're still trying to tell you, you need to get it right in the playoffs. And that's what's on my mind.
Passionate.
I knew it. All right. He wasn't lying. All right. If you hear this music, you already know what it means. It is time to let you go. But before we let you go, we have a couple of shout-outs. And stay tuned because you might be a part of that. You might be one of them. First, I want to give a shout-out to the Almighty God for giving me this platform, for giving me this opportunity to do what I do, say what I say, make you all happy, upset, mad, want to give me the stop it button. And I even thank God for giving me the chance to actually talk to the owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Thank you, Raphael.
You're welcome, Jerry. And also, I want to give a shout out to my guests, Damian Adams and Ray Lynn. Make sure y'all check out that Battlegrounds. We're going to have it this week. We're going to play it all through the week. Also, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Fowler for coming in as normal and as usual, being a part of the show. Want to thank our sponsors, Seneca's Barbershop and Ortho Atlanta. I want to thank my engineer, G. I want to thank my main man for coming on. Had my back just in case I wasn't going to be here.
You
hey,
already
Joe.
know. Appreciate it. As always, man, I always like to come down and share my passionate love for sports, especially for the Atlanta fans, and continue to listen to Sports Roundtable on Wednesday if you want to continue to get some more sports knowledge each and every Wednesday, 7 to 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right. And then, of course, I got my road dog. He's back. My man, D Intellectual.
Yeah, I just want to thank friends and family for always tuning in. All the people that listen to us every week, we appreciate it. Just continue to rock with us like y'all do. Facebook, Instagram, iHeart, TuneIn, everywhere that we do it on the website also. We definitely appreciate y'all for always tuning in.
All right, and like I said, I want to thank my whole entire family, my beautiful wife, my children, everybody else, but especially the show was dedicated to my cousin, Anitra Davis, Nene. It's funny, I'm not feeling well, and of course it's nothing to compare to what you're feeling, but I just felt like it was appropriate to come on the show and do this show, being sick, knowing you driving around, eating Denny's and stuff like that with your sickness and everything, laughing on the phone, calling me, you know what I'm saying? Love you, cuz. Next year we doing this again. We're going to have you call in next year, just the show, all right? Yeah. Love family. Let family know that you love them. But this is why you do that while they're still alive. And eat good with family, too, that's sick. But eat good. Watch sports. Great stuff. Until then, next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me? I'm out. Peace.
Later.
You just got done listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3-Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.
What it do, baby?
Hadouken!